Right, can you say hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our day. Good morning.
Hi. Sorry. Dixie was looking down and then you said good morning. She went, giant ears.
I was just on the phone to Mum, and as I was on the phone to Mum, the girls' treats have arrived for the next few weeks. And Alba just went up, sat by the box, and was like... And then I poked Soph to have a look, and then Alba was just like, "Hey, Mum."
Smile.
And now Dixie's being cute.
I am happy too.
I was on the phone to Mum because I wanted to get an update on my sister. They'd done a head to lower abdomen scan, which they said they were going to do. And they said that it was after the scan that they would then do the camera and the belly button, the scope, 2 seconds. Apologies, Alba's been a nightmare the last couple of days barking, so we had to put the collar back on her.
As you can see.
So now she's going to go back to the film Up and talk to all the other dogs. And
Yes.
Carl.
God, it took me a while. It took me a while. That took me a while.
But yeah, they did the scan, didn't show anything again, still getting high temperatures, still got a high pulse, pain is still really bad, bloods are still all over the place, and the doctor was the original doctor that's been screwing around for like days, and was just like, well, you can stay in and you can keep getting pain relief, or you can go home. And my sister was just like, well, I'm not going to stay in when there's so many bugs going around at the moment. I'm going to go home if you're not going to do anything. So
I feel like that was the wrong decision. Because I feel like if she'd stayed in, then the next time would have been a different doctor.
not necessarily, and it's the weekend. So they weren't going to do anything over the weekend.
That's true.
Yeah.
How do I know?
So yeah, she's gone home. Still none the wiser of what the hell was going on. So yeah, she'll probably end up back in hospital again next week.
Yeah.
Grand. And then this morning,
Oh my god, this morning.
so much stress. Here I was, merrily making a bird feeder, which I will show you now. And as soon as I'd done that, I was gonna have my nap. Hang on. Oh, look at that. Bird feeder. Do do do.
I thought you were gonna do that. You're so predictable.
So obviously the seed goes in there. Little perch for the birds. And yeah, it's kind of like a bendy tree. And just a really cool pattern. And we're going to be sticking that on the outside wall here because we've noticed birds coming along and nesting there. So we're going to give them some food. But because it is not in a metal mesh net thing, it cannot be peanuts. Only give peanuts if they're in, I'll put a picture in here, one of these. If it's not in one of those, it has to be birdseed, otherwise they will just choke and die.
Yeah.
It's a bit depressing, but it's true.
Yeah. Not my chances there.
No.
Really.
So I was ploughing on through that, and so I've been trying to contact the physio. No, she didn't.
No, I didn't. I don't even know where that came from.
No.
I really don't.
Sophie's been trying to contact the pharmacy
Yeah.
because we needed to see if the doctors had prescribed the meds that I spoke to them about yesterday.
Because, just a bit of backstory, when Charlie got her monthly prescription, like, a few weeks ago, they didn't give us some of her meds. And then after I like tried tracing it up, they then said that like they couldn't get it, so we had to speak to the doctors about it, and we've literally been going backwards and forwards this whole time. But we'll continue with today's story.
Yeah.
Into that.
So, pharmacy said they hadn't received anything. So there was the first, like, for sake. I rang the doctors, and the doctor, no, the receptionist told me to hang up. Well, that she was going to transfer me over to the dispensary, because they're the ones that is going to deal with it. Next thing I know, I'm getting a call from the doctors whilst I'm still on the phone to the doctors, and it's the woman ringing me to transfer me to dispensary. Well, I'm glad that I noticed that my phone was ringing whilst on the phone, cancelled the call I was on to then be transferred over. Dispensary then turned and said, yep, it only got done at 4 o'clock last night, or yesterday afternoon, so Boots only collect the prescriptions once, so it's going to get collected at some point today. And we were like, I'm about to run out of my meds. So we ring pharmacy and turn and say that it's done, and that this is what we're getting. Are you going to be able to fulfill that prescription, basically? And then they were just like, no, we haven't got these meds still. We're having difficulty getting them in. It's going to be a waste of time. But with the other stuff, if you get them to email it to us, we can get it filled and we can deliver it this afternoon. So I re-ring the doctors and explain this to them. They turn and say, absolutely perfectly fine. They'll get it over and emailed. It will take about 20 minutes. About half an hour later, we then get a phone call from Boots, where they're saying, you've been prescribed this, but we cannot do it. And we were just like, well, the doctors have literally just said they've changed the prescriptions and they've checked, and you can get this drug and you can get this one. And they were just like, well, we can't, and we're not going to do it. No advice, no help, no nothing. So obviously I'm hearing this call that Sophie's on with Boots, getting really stressed. I ring the doctors again and explain the situation. First of all, the receptionist turned and said to me that I couldn't have rung up 20 minutes ago because the pharmacy go on lunch at 12 until 2. I was like, well, I did. I had been on the phone backwards and forwards now for a little while. And then she was just like, well, can you not just ring back at 2? No. Otherwise I wouldn't be ringing now. And this literally went on for a couple of minutes, like just backwards and forwards. And I was like saying, look, it needs to be done now because we need to get these meds to me today. So she finally put me through, and I spoke to this woman in the dispensary, explained what Boots has said, and that they're literally stating I'm not going to get it. The doctors won't let me have that fizzy paracetamol. I can't ever say that word.
Effervescent.
That's the one. Because of the sodium that's in it.
Which is hilarious because with Charlie's POTS, she's been advised to have
Extra
more
sodium.
So you'd think that why not kill two birds with one stone? But
yeah. So I'm then thinking, well, what the hell are we going to do? No paracetamol, no migraine stuff. My Zomorph isn't getting there till probably Monday because they can't email that prescription. And it's just been a bloody nightmare. And then the dispensary person's like, well, we can give you this prescription if you can take it to a different pharmacy. I'm in shielding because I'm on the vulnerable list, so I can't do that. Can you not just fax it over to somebody for me? No, you have to collect it and take it there. But I'm shielding. Yeah, it'll be fine.
No.
then why has the government been telling me to stay in my home for the last 101 days? And then in the end, she was like, right, let me just speak to the pharmacy, the pharmacist, rather. So she goes off and does that, and then comes back, and it's like, well, if you can come to the GP pharmacy, like the dispensary within the GP, we can give you however amount until like Boots can get things sorted out. Great, but I'm still in Shildon. Can you get it delivered to me? No. So how am I supposed to get it? Well, if you just come along and like there's only one person in the dispensary, like the reception bit at a time, you'll be fine. No.
Which really, excuse my language, pissed us off.
Yeah.
Because that's basically somebody saying you're making too much of a big deal out of something.
Out of COVID and
you could die from.
Yeah.
So.
She turned and said, as long just come at between 5 and 5:30. And it just wasn't getting into her. And then in the end, I turned and said, can somebody else come and collect it if I can find somebody to do it? And then she was just like, yeah, that's fine. Thankfully, our friends are gonna go pick it up for us. But it's shit because we've now got to put them out, all because they won't deliver the meds.
Yeah. And I mean, they might not have a delivery service, even though I think they do.
They do.
But they might not have one that they could have done that with us. But I don't understand why one of the members of the surgery, whether it be
couldn't
a
just
doctor
run it around.
or a nurse or whoever, why they couldn't have just ran it around.
They know my situation. They know I'm vulnerable.
They know how close we are to the surgery anyway.
They know I need these meds.
So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So that's been a stressful day. I think I managed to get to sleep about half one. 3 o'clock. The doorbell. Literally, it got pressed like 7 times. Soph and I bolt up being like awake. Soph rushes to the door because we're thinking, shit, there's an emergency. Someone's hurt. Someone needs help.
Something bad's happened.
Pharmacy. Delivering the
and
meds that they could do.
And yet again, that's twice now. The pharmacy delivery people have stood directly on the other side of the door. And, like, I won't open the door. So I'm just like, can you please move back a bit? And then they're like, oh yeah, sure, that's fine. There's a giant red note on the door that says, please stay back away from the door.
Yep.
And he was just like, oh, I put it there for you with, like, a eye mask on, like an eye
No
shield.
face mask.
No face mask.
Just the plastic shield.
Yeah.
What's that gonna do? And it's just like, I know lockdown is easing. I know things are gonna get, like, there's a lot more people gonna be out there, like, being non-complacent. But these are medical people, and they've already stated in certain areas that the infection rate is increasing drastically. And unfortunately, being a seaside town, Cornwall is one of these places where the infection rate is going up very rapidly. And yet there's these people that just seem to be extremely special. And they just, I mean, what's the point in wearing a shield and no face mask? Logic would say face mask over shield. But then that's just me. So that's been a bit of a stressful morning.
Yeah, it has been stressful.
And it's now 5 o'clock and I feel like we've done sweet FA.
No, babe, you coloured in a milk bottle.
Oh, and you did some cutting up of
I did
fabric.
cut some more fabric.
My eye is a little bit better, kind of. It's not as inflamed, like all over redness, but it is swollen and there's more blood vessels come up. It's not as painful. There is a bit of pain there, but not as painful. I'll put in a picture here of what it looks like.
You put the pictures, like the stage pictures.
Yeah. And I said to Soph this morning, I was like, do you know what I think this is? The constant migraine that I've had for, I've lost count of how many days. And even when the main bulk of the migraine dies down and it's just the pressure, within a few days I've kept that pressure, and then the migraine's gone full blown again. And I got a feeling that it's that's done it, because of the intracranial pressures that it puts in your head and behind your eyes. So hopefully, now that my head has died down a little bit, the pressure in my head might go down. But
I hope so.
yeah, please hope and pray that that is the case.
Yeah.
Because we don't really want to be leaving the house to get my eye checked out.
No, as soon as like somebody said, I think you should get it checked if it doesn't get any better.
Our anxiety was just like
through the roof. I was like practically in tears, like, and I
was like, so if I was like, surely they've got people that can come to the house. What about housebound people? They must have people come and look at their eyes. Can we be one of those?
We are one of those. I'm not going out.
So please pray that my eye gets better and we don't have to venture out. I know on the 6th we can have a support bubble, and that's going to be Soph's parents, but that's literally that we can go from here to there, nowhere else.
Mm-hmm.
We like lockdown for us, being able to go out and about if we have to, but they advise still not to, but at least then it's not a you must not.
Yeah, and we have to, even if they start like easing like the distancing stuff, we have to do like full
social distancing.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
And that will be happening on August 4th, I think it is. Mm-hmm. So there's still over a month before that point. Yeah. So for us, obviously, anxiety.
That might even change by now, which we think it might do, because of all of these people going to beaches and places and everything getting infected and
if
stuff.
You didn't see, or you're not in the UK, in Devon yesterday, so many people, because of the heat wave and the hot weather, decided to flock to the beaches. I'll put in a picture here of what it looked like. Great social distance in UK. Absolutely bloody fantastic. And they wondered why the infection rate's going up and why there's the threat of having to be put in lockdown again.
I just think that it disappoints me and completely baffles me how people aren't more concerned about themselves or their families.
Well, a lot of people just see it as the flu. Or if I get it, I'll be fine.
But how can you think that when so many healthy people, like previously healthy people, have died?
They're not seeing that though. They just don't give a shit.
Which I don't understand.
No.
I do not understand. I mean, I'm a very anxious person, so maybe that's why I don't get it. But I don't understand. It confuses me.
No. I have no clue.
Yeah.
So that has been one heck of a bloody day.
Yeah.
So, please keep your fingers crossed that things get better. A car has just pulled up, so I think that might be our friends dropping off these meds for me. So keep your fingers crossed. Just send good vibes, pray, whatever you do. Just please keep us in your thoughts.
And just stay safe.
Yes. So thanks for coming on, Davis. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Oh